Welcome to the Apex. I'm your host, Zell, and we've got news with an edge. Starting with the blog and printosphere, we've got Knife Informer with a review of the CRKT Crossbones, and then over at Knife News, we've got a modern take on the World War II lapel knife. Pretty neat. And they also ask, are we entering the era of nitrogen-based steels? And that one's interesting for me. We've got some Nitro V up in the shop that we're going to be messing with. And the deal with the nitrogen-based steels is you get very good hardness, you get very good edge retention, and very, very good stain resistance and corrosion resistance. And it's still reasonably easy to heat treat and attains a fairly high hardness level. I don't know. We've got this CTS BD1N coming. It's available. But the questions are always, how well is the availability going to be on this stuff? You know, I hope it's great. I hope that we can get a hold of it whenever we need it. I hope that the heat treat procedures work out well. We don't end up with a lot of warping. All these other things that can cause some really great steels to maybe not make it to production knives. But it sounds like Spyderco is going with the BD1N in some of their knives that had BD1 in it, so that's a very good sign, and it's very interesting. You probably want to read that article for sure. It's linked down below, as all the articles and videos that we're going to talk about here are. And speaking of video, let's move on to video, and Dr. Frunkey's got the lab coat on again, and he's talking about the Zero Tolerance 0609. That's that new RJ Martin design. Pretty cool knife. And Baz On Blades has his 600 subscriber giveaway. You're going to want to go check that out. Get subscribed over there and check out what he's giving away. And Jake up at Canadian Cutting Edge has the Ruike P128-SB and SF. Very cool knives. He says you don't want to miss this. And LuvThemKnives has a big warm hug around the WWII Zeta. And then he's got an even bigger bear hug around the Bestech line of knives, the stuff that they have released early this year. Several knives, from really small knives all the way up to one beast of a knife with a really interesting blade on it. And Slicey Dicey comes in with a triple play this week. The Steel Wheel Modus versus the CRKT HVAS starts things off. And as we round second, we've got the Todd Begg Glimpse 7.0. That's that WWII manufactured glimpse. And I'm thinking he really likes that one. And then on the way to third, we have the WWII Knives Zeta. And Staza 23 brings us the knife therapy as usual with the real Steel G5 Metamorph. And the birds fly in with the Benchmade OTFs. You know, all those black scary knives? Well, they say they're just knives, like any other, you know. And Nick Shabazz, he's sliding this week with the Spyderco Gayle Bradley Advocate. Very neat knife. And old Pete over at CRKT Outdoors, he's got a whole bunch of videos as always. And the most important, or not important, important's probably not the right thing to say. Most interesting one to me was his cut test on the RWL 34. I get questions fairly regularly about some knife that happens to be an RWL 34, and maybe it's an expensive knife, and people are like, well, I don't know. Well, Pete is here with the answer to your questions. Because I don't have any RWL 34 knives. I just have to go after what everybody else has said and do a little research on it. And it seems to be a great steel, but Pete has the full answer over at his channel. And the EDC with Aaron rounds things out with the Bestech Swordfish. Sleek design, addictive action, and it's his full review. And I have to agree there. I really like the Swordfish. It's a nice, not very tall knife, but a long blade. I think it's 375, 3.8, maybe a little longer, I'm not sure. But it's kind of like your WWII 702 or your ZT0452, only it's $52. So you'll want to go check out that review. And this week we have a new channel joining us. We have Shortcut Reviews. And the philosophy over there is to get a whole knife review packed into approximately 5 minutes. Means cutting out all the fluff, cutting out all the opinion, all that kind of stuff, and just getting right to it. And this week, over at Shortcut Reviews, we have the Real Steel E571. And guys, that's it. It's finally warming up around here. I'm feeling a lot better, and hopefully we'll be in the shop here real soon. I've got several projects I'd like to do up there and bring you guys along. And also on this channel this week, if you missed it, we had a look at the Bestech Starfighter. Pretty cool knife. You're going to want to watch that one because there was a bloodletting in it. And you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon, and I will see you next time.